I was recently contemplating what started my journey to a slower lifestyle. And I know I was burnt out for years of working too much and trying to do too much in general. And I was really yearning for a simpler life. But, I don't think that that's really what started me down the path of slow living. But I can remember there was one evening when I was resting in Savasana on my yoga mat, and the instructor had shared with the class 3 questions and that her and her husband answer every night while lying in bed. And this was kind of a life-changing moment for me, I remember, because I had decided to practice these questions myself, and in doing so it opened up the door to me thinking differently. And I think maybe this was my first leg to my slow living journey, because before I could begin to live slowly, I had to learn to think differently. And I really think that these questions help me do that. So I want to share them with you here today, because I know I found them to be so transformative, so much so that I later asked Rachel, the yoga instructor, if I could use them in a journal that I was creating. So fortunately, she did give me permission to use them. So I did put them in my journal, and I can share them with you here today. I know that they've helped many people besides myself, because so many people have written and told me what a game changer they have been for them as well. So I hope they will be for you too. If you use the J&B Living Journal, I'm sure you know which questions I'm talking about, as they do remain in all of my journals today. But you don't have to journal, though, to use these questions on a daily basis. I strongly believe in the power of writing things down, but if that's going to prevent you from making this a habit, by all means, make it part of your pillow practice at night. What I do stress is that it is a practice, because the transformative power lies in the process of training your brain to think differently. Okay, so let's get to the questions, and I will drop all of these in the description as well. But I want to take a few moments while I'm sharing them with you to explain why each one of them individually is important and how they work to slowly add more happiness and fulfillment to your days. The first question to ask yourself is, what was your best win of the day? Too often I think we wait for big accomplishments, but this question gets you in the habit of seeing the value of small wins and how these can lead to big changes. It could be something as simple as maybe taking a well-needed break for the day, or maybe it's something like following through on your intention to take a walk. Through repetition, it really begins to shift the value of how you see your moments in your days. And if you haven't heard of the concept of neuroplasticity, basically what this means is that your brain continues to change physically throughout your whole life. You continue to form new neural pathways, and asking yourself this question, as well as the next 2 questions that I'm going to share with you, really begins to form pathways that foster positivity and a focus on what's really important to you. Actually, I'd love even for you to start pondering this question now, as well as the other 2 questions I'm going to ask you while you're watching the video here. And then as a first step, share with me in the comments anything that might come up for you while you're thinking about this. The second question is, what beauty did I notice today? I think that it's easy to walk through life with kind of blinders on, just paying attention to where you're going and, forgetting to enjoy the scenery along the way. Yet when we stop to notice what we find is beautiful, and then to really just appreciate with a sense of awe whatever it is, happiness usually flows after that as well. And it like really pulls you strongly into the present moment, because when you focus on beauty, you're not worried about, what's going to happen in the future, and you're not ruminating about something that happened in the past. So asking this question on a daily basis really gets you in the habit of trying to seek out more beauty in your life. And it's all around us, but you just have to slow down enough and remember to look for it. And this helps you to remember to do that. The last question is, what gave me joy? Without paying attention, I think it's easy to think that it's just the big things that bring you joy, like taking a vacation or something like that. Or maybe it's not even necessarily the big things. Maybe it's something like spending time with your family. But I know for me that I didn't realize how much joy I get from a lot of the really simple things in my life. Like I'm doing right now, taking a walk in the woods, or sipping a hot drink that I really like. And when you begin to recognize that these are moments that do bring you a great deal of joy, then you begin to remember to include them more often in your days. And then you can stop and slow down enough to notice some of the nuances while you're engaging in that activity. Whether it's the steam rising from the mug, or, many of the tiny things that you see, like if you're taking a walk. So this again just feeds to more happiness in your day. So anyway, I really encourage you to give these questions a try and see what happens for you. A quick reminder to subscribe if you would like to follow along in my journey to a slower lifestyle, as well as to hopefully find through my videos ideas and suggestions that you can incorporate into your own life that feel good to you too. And have a wonderful rest of your week. Thanks for watching.